Okay, cash flow. Some people confuse the cash flow with a progress curve, but they are not the same thing. There is a different purpose for cash flow. For progress curve, it's a bit straightforward. I know right now my planned cost, how much I should submit in my payment application on monthly basis, and how much I am achieving on monthly basis. Simple. Cash flow is different because in real life, practically, it is not very smooth like that. You have the planned cost, but planned value based on work done. Okay, as the way you submit, you claim in the BOQ. But in real life, you have advanced payment. There is a retention for advanced payment recovery. There is also retention to guarantee the quality of the project and the defects liability period, DLP, and how much this 5% retention will be released. And if you put everything together, you want to make sure that you are not going negative. So one purpose is to see how much your bank account, actual bank account, I'm not saying the work done or the bank account is receiving from the project. And another purpose, if you add or you compare it with the cost, actual cost, you can see if you have overdraft in your bank account, if it's going negative, cash flow in general. So this is what we will talk about, the cash flow. Okay, and this is a format. Okay, I will draw my curve here. So I will fill the table first, then I will draw the curve. It's a format, and let's the first step is to have the monthly projected value or planned value, or you call it whatever you want, the one extracted from Primavera, just the planned value. Let's go to a project P100, the project we had from session 6 in the course when we built the workshop, and then we used it in Power BI. Okay, resources assignments. I want to filter by cost only. So you can choose non-labor. But what if you have other non-labor resources like equipment? So you can also have another filter. Budget cost is greater than $0, right? So everything now with cost will show for me. And basically, no, I just, because many activities have cost, but I want to filter the activities that have cost assignments, because right now they might show other resources. I will just filter by the resource. Okay, just to play it safe. Resource ID, filter all, filter by current project resources. I don't want to see all resources, current project resources. And we have done good job from day one to identify the resource associated with our project from the resource ID here, P100. I will filter by cost. Okay. And I will choose the early planned values, time intervals, units, budgeted units. Okay, so now this is the budgeted units for that resource. Okay, and yeah, that's it. So I want to do that on monthly basis. They are typically done on monthly basis because you don't have a payment application every week, for example. It's monthly. Time scale, year, and when you selected that, it will show you monthly basis. And I don't want any grouping. Okay. And to be able to select the total, I want to see the total only. group and sort by, customize. If you select the ground total, it will not be copied with you because total is really working in the background in Primavera. It is not a field you can copy. If you want to copy the values, you want to group by project. It's the same result, but project is a field. You can see it here. But ground total is like something you are checking. It's something on the facade. It's working in the background, but it is not really a field you can work with in Primavera. But if you group by, these are the allowed fields here. If you group by project, we have only one project. So we did a workaround to show the same total, but in a way that I can copy the values in Excel. Copy. And I will just paste it there. Okay, then I will paste it later. So we have now month 1, November, December. Okay, so I will take my month here. And it's formatted. So I formatted in a way that hide the day, just have November 21. Okay, I can do it from here, from font, number, custom. I have this format, MMM, so it can return the date format, 3 digits, NOV. And the YY, like the year, is 2 digits, 21. And click OK. I don't need any of that in my project now. Okay. And what is the monthly projected values? I have these values. So we have a small project. There is something wrong here. Copy. Yeah, this is the full values. Maybe because I had cells hidden here, that's why it didn't show all values. And I'm gonna just insert here, just a bunch of them. Copy. Okay, so I have up to here only. Month 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 months for the project. And these are the values from P6. Okay. And what is my advanced payment? Typically, it's 10%, right? So if the sum here is my total value, right? Because the sum should match the contract value, and my advance payment, I can receive it in day 1 or like from month 1, right? 0.1, a formula. So this value is my advance payment. And now you have taken a 10% of the contract value, you know, like separately, okay? But this value don't take into consideration the advance payment. It's based on the work done, the planned work done from the BOQ, okay? It doesn't take into consideration the advance payment, all right? So what you are getting from here, okay, should be reduced by 10%. So deduct the advance payment recovery. Okay, so if I take this value, I multiply it by 0.9. So I reduced the value by 10%. Okay. Okay, you know, so this is a planned value, but what I'm expecting should be reduced, you know, because my expected cash in, whatever I get from my payment application, I will not get the exact figure from the BOQ. They will calculate it and then they will reduce it by 10% to recover the advance payment at the beginning of the project. Okay. And let's format it here. I'll just do something like that to format it. And I will select all and go thick outside borders. Just a quick formatting. And right now, this is my planned cash in with a consideration of the advance payment recovery. And if I sum with the advance payment, if you can see the number right now, it will match the contract value, right? Okay, but I will also need to deduct 5% retention, because they want to hold 5% of my earnings to make sure the project has no defects or major defects. Maybe after 2 months from the project completion, if everything is working fine, if the contractor fulfills his responsibilities, they will release the 5% back to him. But if there is any maintenance or something, they will just force him to rectify any defects or whatever it might be. Now he will be accountable after he does his work and completes the liability period. And sometimes, like, it's 1 year, sometimes it's 2 years. It really doesn't matter. But in our case, let's assume that it's 1 year from the project completion. Okay, so now whatever I'm expecting will be reduced by additional 5%. Okay, so I want to make it plus and the minus. So these are positive values. It's expected cash in, and now there will be deduction. Okay, so the planned value times 0.05. This is the amount of retention, but I will add a negative here, so that the number will be negative. It depends on the format, but I can format the number into negative number. So for negative values, I will just want to show the negative. There are different options in Excel on how you can format a negative number. So I'll just, for explanation, I'm going to show the negative value. So these are my retentions. And you want to expect a 5% retention on liability period completion, which is maybe somewhere here. Let's move this back. So now let's say that I'll just do some formatting. There are merged cells. Okay, so now the July 2022, and in July, okay, July 2023, I will get my 5% retention back. There is no month here, right? Just 2023. Can just keep it like that. And close borders. Okay, and here I get my retention, which is 5% of the contract value. Okay, so this is a cash in 1 year after project completion. So total value for the month, just the sum of everything. Okay, this is how much I can expect right now after adjusting the advance payment, retention, etc. Retention is negative, right? What else? Okay, I want to do something just for, you know, for maybe better explanation. So deduct the advance payment recovery. I will add the recovery, like the recovery itself, not because here it's showing the revised value after advance payment recovery, but I will instead, I want to show the advance payment recovery amount itself, okay, which is 10% of this value, and I want to make it negative. Okay, you see the sum here, 385,328 in negative, and it will it should match the advance payment, okay, at the beginning of the project. Okay, because I want to see the figure, you know, because I want at the end sum everything. Okay, so this number, the planned cash in from Primavera on the first month, in addition to the work done, I'm getting 10% of the contract value as advance payment, but I have to remove 10%, okay, the recovery of advance payment. Then I reduce also by 5% for retention. Okay, So now what is the net, what I'm having right now after all of that? Okay. Yeah, so the first month is really high because I have advance payment, but let's drag it like that and see what's happening. So the second month in the project, I'm expecting $476,000, but at the end, I am getting in the bank 404 only. The reason is because you have to adjust for the advance payment you have taken during the first month and the 5% retention to ensure quality of the project. However, these are your earnings on monthly basis, right? But when you submit a payment application, it doesn't go to your bank account on the same day or the day after. So there is a process. Let's assume, to make it simple, that it takes 15 days to process the certificate because you submitted your payment application. The consultant has to go on site and verify what you have claimed. Maybe they will have adjustments. Maybe they will ask you to submit additional information or supporting the documents. Maybe they will ask you to reduce the progress percentage of certain activities. Maybe they will deduct because of quality defects, right? Anything can happen. So 15 days to do that. And after the engineer approves the work done and you both agree, okay, it takes maybe 15 days for the payment to go to your bank account, okay? And the accounting department has to process it. So just to make it really simple explanation, so the cash into your bank account is 1 month after, okay? So what if my earnings are here, I am receiving the payment application 1 month after. Okay, and here my July 2023, it's my right to claim for the retention percentage, what after I fulfilled my part in the defects liability period. So I submit my application. It takes also 1 month to approve it, right? So in August 2023, just to close it like that. Okay, so now I can get the value, my 5% back, but it will go through my bank account 1 month after. So this is the final expected cash in, okay, what you will just expect. And many contractors don't think about the negative because they think they will be fine. But here is one thing that is really important, because it depends on the nature of the project. But sometimes you are having really good money here, right? But some projects, okay, they have expensive equipment, for example, to be installed maybe from month 5 onward. Maybe here I will start to install, okay, expensive equipment, MEP equipment, pumps, something like really costly, and I'm getting my money. It's there already. It's expected, okay? It's well planned, and this value is the peak because I'm installing my equipment and I'm getting my money on time. No problem with that. However, cost-wise, like what is going out from your bank account, you think it might cover you, but in some cases, you want to place the order of the equipment maybe 3 months before, because you have to place the LPO and submit guarantees, right? And stuff like that. So you get a lot of money here, but you pay a lot of money in this time, during this time. And so, and that's how we can measure the cost now, like the negative. I'm not talking about profit right now or anything like that. I'm talking about what's going out from the bank account and what is getting there in the bank account. And for cost on monthly basis, you cannot just assume that I'm gonna have 100,000 here. You cannot. It must be based on like good assumptions, like there is a base for it. And if you want to do that, because it up to here, this is what you can submit to your client, right? The cash in. He's not worried about the cost and how much you are actually paying the wages for your labors. It is not his problem in lump sum contract. And I want to also see what is going out from my bank account, like the bills, the salaries, not salaries, but let's make keep it simple, like the direct costs. Okay, so there are, like the best way is to have a copy from the program, because you cannot submit this information to the client. And in each activity, you can add a new resource called cost control by contractor, actual cost by contractor, call it whatever you want. And for each activity, you write the actual cost, like the cost of materials, cost of labor wages, okay, like the actual cost for that activity. Like for backfilling, I have an equipment, and what is the rental rate, like everything, the cost. And like anything else, if you treat it as a resource, if you go to resources assignments, you can see the planned actual cost, like incurred, the cost itself. And you can write it there. And you cannot just, some people will say that I have a profit margin 20% in the project, so the cost is 80% of this value. But it is very, like in real life, to be honest, it doesn't work like that. The contractors can really, like have different rates. It doesn't have to comply with the cost plus overhead plus profit equals the price. It doesn't have to be like that all the time. They want to maybe take some money in front. They want to make some items really profitable, some items not, especially in lump sum. So don't really make it simple, because it will not be accurate. Okay, so I will add like the cost based like on whatever I have mentioned here. Not many people do that, but if you do it, you are working at another level right now compared to other contractors. You really can control your costs. And at the end, forget about extension of time, cost, with my respect to all departments, but cost is, everyone is worried about, like they don't care about you claim for 2 month extension of time, or they will award you 1 month. It is not as important compared to how much you are making for profit. So if you can play the cost game well, it can reward you like really, really so much, And if you can show something like that, the planned cost, and compare it with cash in, now you can see for some projects, because right now I'm adding the cost right now, okay, the actual cost, like wages and something like that. And you can have something here. So for like, you can add here, like cost, but for expensive equipment, you wanna maybe make it separate, for example. Or you can do it, like for expensive equipment, like placing the LPO, you can go to the activity procurement for that material and have your cost assigned on it. You cannot have the cost resource here. Don't use the cost resource here, because it will show you that the planned value for the procurement is that value, but it's not true. You claim for the money when the material is delivered on site or when you execute the work. But when you place the LPO, you don't get any payment in your application. But the resource I am talking about is the actual cost by contractor. What is going out from the bank account is in the procurement activity itself. Like if you can make it like maybe $2 million going out from the bank account based on that activity. Okay, so you have something like that. It really depends on what you get from Primavera, and you don't have it here. It's up to the project completion. And here is the net, and you worry about if there is anything, and I will show you something else also. Let's finish that. Okay, so it's not actually negative. You worry about negative values here because it means that there is an overdraft, but here it's not actually negative value. because payment application, the advance payment, you typically receive it before the project start. It's actually one of the conditions before the project start is to receive the advance payment. In some projects, they make it like a condition, like you can consider the project start if you receive the advance payment, or when there is an access to site, right? Or you receive approval from authorities. They are all prerequisites for the project to start. And advance payment, I did not see like clients delaying the advance payments, because it can really hurt the project for these reasons we talked about. Because typically you say, but companies have money, yes, they have money, but typically companies have a separate bank account for each project for the ins and outs. So right now they just maybe transferred some money temporarily, but they wanna get the advance payment as soon as possible so they can manage the cash flow. So not really negative here, because I would say the advance payment is received before the project start. So you can see here start, and they take the value here. Just my equations like that. Or for advance payment, it can go like in the same month. So you take the advance payment, okay, you work for a month, then you submit your application. So there is maybe the first month, there is no money coming into the bank account. There is a payment application, but this is the first month in the project. You submit your payment application, then 1 month after you receive it in your bank account. Yeah, it's really, I'm just giving something based on maybe some practices, but every project is different. Okay, so for the whole month here is negative, but you have got some money from before, right? So this is in your bank account, it's covering you. So you can write something like, you can have another column, CF, carry forward, or, carry forward. So carry forward is I'm having this right now for the bank account, and this plus this, okay, like the cumulative, okay. So I had negative for this month alone because it's a special case, right? Because I am paying the money, but I did not receive anything in my bank account, although before the month starts, I had advance payment in my bank account already. So although there is a negative value, but you have already credit to cover you up, and now it will be cumulative with you, right? Yeah, so something like that. So now yeah, I did not really take into consideration like all the numbers with the cost, because this is the cost, right? It should not match the contract value. Okay, like here it should match the contract value, the sum of the cash in to your bank account. Yes, it should match to the contract value, but right now I am playing another game. I am having my actual cost, and I want to see. So for example, maybe this will be profit, right? But of course it's not realistic, because I have the costs assumed here. But what remains at the end of the project, even after DLP, is your profit after the costs and what you get cash in from your bank account. So this will be your profit, but this is how it's accumulated over time. It starts with advance payment minus any costs plus any earnings, cumulative, and this is a cumulative. So this is a cash flow. I hope it's clear. And we can draw the curve. And let's insert a chart. Okay, right click, select the data. So I can do something like that and see how it will, what will happen. Then I will adjust later. I'll just make it visible. Okay. Then we can adjust later on. Monthly projected value. Let's show the, you know, the cash in my bank account and my cost and my net as well. Why not? Okay, so I remove the blank series and okay, these are all dates. Okay, correct. And I will write something here called start, for example. Yes, start appeared now. Okay, so monthly projected, I want to show three, like the cash in, cash out, and the net. So cash, I don't need that. I don't need that as well. I will edit. Series name is cash in payments. And what is my series value? These are the values. And click OK. Then I will add another series cost, series name. Series value is these values. And you have to make sure you select the range appropriately, because this is our range from the start to August 2023. So even though there are blank cells here, I'm selecting the whole range. Okay. And the horizontal, the label range, this is my range. So now they can see it's all matching the Excel, that this is my range and these are my values. They both have the same range, matching. Okay, started to show up here right now. And I have my net. Okay. My net and my series value is these values, proper range. Okay, click OK. And we know there is a negative on net only, and we know why. Edit, access label range, this range, the date itself. This is for my reference, month 1, month 2, but this is my range, the date for the month itself. And I'm gonna add the carry forward, okay, series value. So see the cumulative. You know, when there is a problem when there is a negative value in the carry forward, okay, because up to here at each month, this is what you have at your bank account, like physically sitting in your bank account. And if there is a negative, that's a problem. Okay. Okay, and my horizontal range is this range. Okay, click OK and click OK. But I don't, you know, typically the cumulative or the carry forward is not good to show something like that, because there is a huge difference, you know, between the cost and what you have, you know, because the bar chart here is meant for comparison if you want to compare apple to apple. But here some values cannot be compared apple to apple. For example, the cost for a specific month compared to what you have in your bank account. Maybe you want this comparison, but typically we do not show the cumulative in this format. So I will go to a change chart type. I will go here under combo, and I will, for the carry forward, I want to show it as a secondary line. And for the net, I want to show it column as well, cluster the column, same. Okay, so now it's better. I finished what I need to explain today.